Hey, how about that? Just hanging around the house. And I made a great video this week about changing the belt and swapping an alternator, and it didn't come out because this camera is crap and there's no way to monitor it. I was very disappointed in that. That was a lot of work, and that would have been very helpful. You are promised, you, the audience, a belt swap and alternator swap video, and it'll come. It'll happen. Especially the belt. Very easy. Anyway, let's move on. So in the absence of that, I have something to talk about here, which is the ESC hill holder assist warning thing that plagues almost all the Promasters. Particularly, it seems more so the early ones. I don't recall hearing the complaint much for, say, 2020 and up, but certainly 14 through 20. What'll happen is you'll be driving along, and it'll light the ESC light and the ABS light, and a message will come on the dash that says ESC hill holder assist warning or hill holder warning, and it'll kick off your cruise control at that same time. What'll happen is you'll pull over, you'll freak out, you'll panic, you'll tear the hair out of your head and rend your garments, and you'll shut the van off and start it back up, and it'll be gone. And you'll go, wah-wah-ha, and you'll go to a shop and they'll say, meh, there's nothing to meh. And you'll drive on, and 2 years will go by, and then it'll do that again. Occasionally, in rare cases, it won't go away by turning it off and on, but it does. So, to make a long story short, this problem has plagued me personally in my vans as early as a year after ownership. And it did it once. I took it to a shop. They said, meh, and that was that. And it would do it periodically over the course of many years in all my Promasters that I've owned and many customer Promasters. So what the hell is it? Well, it is an example of a very difficult problem with automotive technicians and repair and diagnostics, in that you restart it and the problem is gone. You bring it to me and I can't do a damn thing because I'm never going to find a problem that isn't there. It isn't there. There's nothing to find. And if I can get it to reproduce, or if you happen to come in while it's happening, this happened once, and okay, but the van gets shut off and it starts off and it's gone. Okay, well, I have the best information I have on this problem is this. It is a problem caused by the steering angle sensor in the steering wheel column, the steering column. And well, you may ask yourself, why the hell why is there a steering angle sensor? What does it do? Where does it come from? Who built it? And why is it there? Well, the answer is, for the traction control to work, the computer needs to know what angle you have the wheel at, because it uses a motion sensor along with wheel slip data from all four wheels, combined with what angle you're turning. If you're turning like this and it's still going straight but not skidding, the computer wants to know why. It needs to determine that you're sliding towards that accident in order to fire the traction control. And I mean, that's just basically it. It needs to know what the driver input is, where the driver desires to be, to know if you're going there in the appropriate fashion, if you still have traction. At which point, if it thinks you don't, it will, it would do a variety of things, but it may pre-charge the brakes. It would certainly, it would do stuff. It would get the ABS pump ready to fire if to avoid a skid and so on and so forth. Anyway, let's move on. So, and the reason it disables the cruise control is it doesn't want you cruising at full, throttle applied at the accident. It assumes you might want to slow down and avoid that accident. So, the fix, I suppose, is a replaced steering angle sensor. But nobody would do that because it's a huge amount of labor. You'd have to take the column out and all apart and get to the sensor. It's buried deep in the thing, and you'd have to take the airbag out and do all this stuff. I suppose if the problem was severe enough, rather than replace the sensor, you would just go to a junkyard and for probably 50 or 60 bucks, you could get a complete column. The problem is the column comes without the airbag. You put your airbag in it, but you'd probably have to go to a dealer to get the computer reauthorized to that airbag, because there's a lot of layers of computer security involving airbags, because they don't want the airbag needs to not fire accidentally and blow your face off. So there's a lot of electronics and authorization and computer programming that goes involved in swapping airbags. And it's why junkyards don't sell airbags. I don't know what they do with them. They send them somewhere and the explosive charge is taken out and the thing is recycled somehow or rebuilt. I don't know. But you can't just go to a junkyard and buy airbags, nor can you go to a parts store. You have to go to a dealer to buy airbags. And they probably do that, aside from money, is that They want to be able to program it to your VIN, I don't know, for records keeping purposes or something, I suppose, whatever. The point is, if you get the ESC hill holder warning and it does go away as soon as you restart the van, you're almost better off not fixing it, because it's not dangerous when it happens. And if it goes away on a restart, well, it's just something you're going to have to live with, rather than spend thousands of dollars to get this relatively non-existent and intermittent problem fixed. So that is what it's doing. I'm making this video because this topic comes up maybe once a day on the face tubes, and I'm sick of typing it. Now I can just provide a link. That is your ESC hill holder warning, and basically it's harmless. Basically, if it goes away, there's nothing you need to do about it. Is there anything else to know? I don't think so. It's a haunting phrase, a familiar tune. Let's see it in its full glory. Look. She's a goddamn lovely